Do you think Jimmy Garoppolo would play better for another coach? I
I
mean,
think,
look at Geno.
yeah, I mean, coming into this season, I thought Kyle Shanahan had made Jimmy Garoppolo who he is with the short, quick passes and the defense around him, made him look better. And I don't really think he's responsible for his winning record. So in some regard, yes, but in some regard, Kyle Shanahan has made Jimmy better than he would be with other coaches. But I think there are several coaches that would make Jimmy better than he has been with Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you can't ignore what Pete Carroll is doing right now in Seattle. It's really, really impressive. The Niners couldn't see this coming. They thought that if they cut Jimmy Garoppolo, the Seahawks would sign him. I don't think they would have. I think the Seahawks actually knew what they had in Geno Smith and were eager to play him. And they were right. Geno moves better than Jimmy Garoppolo. He throws downfield better than Jimmy Garoppolo. He is better than Jimmy Garoppolo. But also, he was like rehabilitated. He was down and out, and Pete Carroll pumped him up and said, "You're good, you're good, you're good," which is what Jim Harbaugh did to Alex Smith. It is not what Kyle Shanahan does. Kyle Shanahan says, "My scheme is good. My scheme is good. Don't think it's you. Don't think. In fact, you made this mistake and that mistake and this mistake and that mistake, and it's just way different." So
Yeah, I mean, if anybody thinks that the relationship is perfect between Jimmy Garoppolo and Kyle Shanahan, you're wrong. I mean, it came out in what game was it? The Denver game. All your plays suck, man, right? Like
yep, Jimmy said that.
there's a divide there.
And then you got George Kittle coming out and being like, "I don't know, we just can't get the ball in our playmakers' hands at the right times."
Yeah.
So that's both of them now. That's Kittle and Jimmy coming out and saying it publicly. Ayuk, that's 3.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not just them; those are just the ones that were interviewed about it.
Now, I like if Jim Harbaugh were the coach of this team, Jimmy Garoppolo would be better, I would think. Now, if Harbaugh were the coach of this team, I think he would probably go with Trey Lance as well. I think Kyle was right to do that, but I mean, he didn't use Trey Lance correctly either. I think it's for so long people gave Kyle credit. I mean, look what he does with Jimmy. Actually, Jimmy's propping him up at this point, and Jimmy isn't even good. If they had to go to Brock Purdy, it could be even worse. I don't know. Kyle is infatuated with quarterbacks that have no physical gifts, and that is the problem with Jimmy. I don't know that he doesn't throw down the field. Alex Smith would throw down the field better than Jimmy. Jimmy can't do it. He doesn't have the arm. It's I don't know. Maybe it's because of his shoulder or whatever. But one more thing too. Kyle kept Jimmy around but didn't let him practice or be in meetings. What? I mean, part of the reason that Jimmy's playing poor this year is because they didn't prepare him for this, man. It's so strange what Kyle Shanahan did.
Well, here's a question: what team was better, 2017 or now?
Now,
Okay, so
right? That team was scorched earth.
So how did Jimmy play when we first got him in 2017 compared to
Great.
now?
Way better.
What's the difference? He's had 5 years with Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, he knows the scheme now. He's a veteran. Like, he has better players around him, and he's worse. Why? Because he had such a good coach.
And what did he say when he came back? I want to play with more freedom, basically.
Yeah.
He basically pinned it on Kyle Shanahan.
I want to play with freedom. And I asked Kyle what he means, what Jimmy means by that, and Kyle said, "I don't know." Yeah, of course you don't know.
Yeah.
That's the whole problem. And again, that's what I said earlier about Andy Reid. He lets Patrick Mahomes play with freedom. Hey, man, do whatever you want to do. I believe in you. You're the truth. Kyle doesn't talk that way to his quarterbacks.
Yeah, you got to believe as a coach. You have to believe in your players before they believe in themselves, and you have to show them that. You know, I coach basketball. I say this all the time. But I coached basketball for over 10 years, and kids would shoot the shot. You know, like high school basketball, kids would shoot, miss a 3, and they get all down and depressed, and they don't want to shoot anymore. And I'm like, "No, you're good. You're gonna make the next one. Go shoot again." Yeah. And that's how you got to empower people like that.
That's what good coaches do. That's what coaching is. That's what Pete Carroll's doing, and that's what Kyle Shanahan seems incapable of doing.